let's start at 1988, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. 10 years after his original massacre, the invalid Michael Myers awakens on Halloween Eve and returns to Haddonfield to kill his 7-year-old niece. Can Dr. Loomis stop him? Directed by Dwight H. Little, who followed this film with one episode of Freddy's Nightmares, the 1989 Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund, and Steven Seagal's Marked for Death. He's also known for Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home. So,
Oh,
you've seen that. Written by
Boo.
yeah, the
full
lesser
of
of the
booze
wellies.
tonight.
Yeah.
Written by Donnie Lipsius, Larry Ratner, and Benjamin Ruffner. Yeah, who wants to start? Ray, you said you like this one the best. Why don't you kick it off?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I again, I hadn't seen these since I was a teenager, so this was my first viewing literally in like 20 years, so 25 years. Um, I had you've got Halloween 1 and 2, those the original, John Carpenter movies. Those seem like they were their own thing. It's done, right? Halloween 3, they're going to use the brand to make an anthology. Halloween 3 bombs. So now they're going back to the drawing board, and that's what this felt like to me. That's why I kind of like this. It seemed like somebody was like, okay, well, all these people are done with it. Let's take the character and try to do something new with it. And so to me, it felt like it had a little bit of a fresh, like a little bit more. It was definitely had the '80s vibe too in this at this time period. The soundtrack, the way it was shot, the cool guys, the hip girls, like they all looked, it's 1988, I think, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
looks like that time period, which is cool. I liked the idea of Jamie, um, as an adult watching it, it's a little bit more different for me because it seems like uh, they were just kind of redoing the original story with with a new character, and I thought it kind of worked in parts and not so much in other parts. I hated the mask in this. Um, I know that the story felt rushed a little bit, like especially towards the end. Um, there's so many weird things in this movie too that I'm just like I don't know. It's like he's driving the tow truck, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
He gets a
and I
lot of
know
driving in this series of films. These three,
yeah,
he's
exactly.
driving like a motherfucker.
I never remembered that like car chase scenes in these movies. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
in the original he's in a car for a minute, right?
Right.
So he knows how to drive, but it just seemed weird, like weirdly out of place, especially with Donald Pleasance just like hobbling around after him. No, don't go, like um, you know, all in all, I thought if you were going to redo it in this time period, right, you have to look at it at least this way. I feel about it. Look at it from the perspective of when this came out, they were trying to now kickstart a new franchise based on this character. I thought this was a good start, but I didn't think everything worked. Danielle Harris, who I love later in life, in this seems she's a little grating to me, at times as a child actor. But she was young, and I can always kind of forgive that when you're a kid. It's hit or
Is
miss.
it's easier to forgive her now? You're saying?
Well, yeah, much easier, especially since I
Why is
met
that,
her.
Randy?
Well, I met her once at a con, and she gave me a hug and told me she liked my leather jacket
Oh,
and signed a picture.
Whoa.
So I can forgive her for not being the greatest in this. She smelled nice too, so that was pretty cool. But no, I'm just saying, like, she was a kid, and so this was, but everybody else around her, I mean, barring Donald Pleasance, who I think, in my opinion, through all three of these, he's the reason you see these movies, not even Michael Myers, in my opinion. Um, I just liked how his acting is very much like I'm on a stage, like a stage production, like a play, and everybody else is doing '80s acting. But anyways, I didn't hate this one. Like I said, I thought it was a good Kickstarter to a new franchise. Now that I know what their idea was, I'm completely disappointed in it. But I
hmm.
gave it a 6 out of 10. I did not hate this movie. So
um, I wonder. The first kill in this movie is in the ambulance, right? It's like he bashes. Well, first they wheel his ass out, like, here, trot this fucking dead dude. We've already killed it, but let's trot it back out and make money off of this guy again. That's what the whole beginning seemed like to me. And well, in the first kill, he sticks his thumb in the guy's forehead, like really far. It was stupid. I was like, that's dumb as fuck. There's bone there, buddy. I mean, what are you doing?
But he's a supernatural killing machine now.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. But dumb.
But
I still don't understand why they felt the need to force this family connection between Michael and Lori and this Jamie. They could have made this Lori's daughter without making Michael connected to him at all, right? Like it could have just been a straight up revenge thing. But I don't know, all the family shit gets real weird in this series of films, especially later on. But they could have just had Michael return to Haddonfield because that's where he goes, and it could have just been a different girl altogether. It could have been different setup altogether. I thought it would have been really cool if they would have given him a different mask. Like if they would have started with a different mask, not even try to make one that looks like the original, just completely different. Like he just finds a different mask. It would, and why not have him have a different mask in every fucking one?
Well, doesn't he? Is it this one that he wears a clown?
I think that's the next one. I think that's the next one.
I was gonna say, like, he even picks up a different. He has a mask,
but then he goes back, pulls that motherfucker out from the seat.
Yeah,
this is my favorite
bread
one.
and butter.
I guess he would have a favorite one. This movie is in league with Evil Speak and a handful of other horror movies where the bullying that the kids do is so weird because they bully her for having a dead parents, like it's like that doesn't I don't
Jamie is an orphan.
do you ever remember kids being that fucking mean? Maybe they are.
I said some mean shit, but I would have never said your parents left you. That's fucked up, right?
Maybe one kid would, right? But they're all like singing it too.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And then, oh hey, come trick or treat with us. I'd be like, fuck you,
right?
Frankenstein, fuck you.
It just seems like even bullies wouldn't sink that low. I split this one up in between things that I really enjoyed and things that I did not like at all. So I loved the bandage-faced Michael Myers. They could have had him just be that through the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I also love how good Loomis is doing after that whole fire explosion thing that put Michael in a fucking he was close to death. All he's got is a little patch of skin here that looks irritated.
And his hand is messed up, and he's got the limp.
But otherwise, for an old dude, he's doing pretty good. Yeah. I love some of the scenes they go into, like the shitty diner gas station with like the wall wood, walls, and they got art hanging in like it's bizarre shit they got hanging on the wall. Anyways, like some presidents, and then there's like
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, some like caricatures, but they're not evenly hung. It's like somebody who doesn't have a concept of what. I don't know. I don't know. It was just it reminded me exactly of a diner you'd go into. I like the scene where Jamie's picking out her costume in the store. That's the one thing I remember from this, because I haven't seen this just as long as Randy. I think the last time I watched this one, it was on TV, like they used to do those marathons. Mm-hmm. But I love it's a nod to the original film, but it's pretty rad by itself. When she's looking at all the retro gear and stuff, I know she picks out the same costume that Michael Myers wore or whatever, but and I really like the kill where the girl is impaled with a shotgun. Just there really is something special about stabbing someone with a gun. It's just
yeah.
The things I did not like, when he WWE's these guys, fucking wrestler throws them into shit. Like, I hate that. Do something creative. He throws a guy into a transformer. It's just lazy. Like, maybe throw him into the transformer after you do something else, but that's just lazy shit. That's like fucking Andre the Giant bullshit. Why not chop him up a little bit or something? I hate that they end up on the roof at one point. Anytime that people go to the roof in a horror movie, I'm like, what the fuck? are you doing? There's no way to get out that way. You don't. That's you're just,
Trying to live.
it's not good. Go down. Honestly, at this point, I was done with Michael Myers probably the same time that John Carpenter was, because he didn't even want to make two. I was ready for that anthology. Sounded like a damn good idea. They should still go back to that, but I think he's kind of boring in these 4 and 5 at least. And the ending, it like putters out, and the big twist is like Jamie's now the killer, but they don't even use that in the next one, so it's real fucking weird. Overall, this is just like vanilla ice cream to me. It's like boring. It's the angry mob isn't even very angry. Like they're like, hey, we shouldn't go in there, and they're like, all right, well, just go. We'll just go then. Or pay attention very much. They're on a truck, and Michael Myers climbs up
Right.
the fucking back. They don't feel him like bounce. Every guy goes off one by one. No one has peripheral vision. It's like, what? Okay. But yeah, it's just cookie cutter Halloween film designed to make money. I'm sure it was a great payday for everyone involved. But there's no heart. There's no heart. It's a 4 out of 10. So who's up?
I'll go. All right. So I actually remember seeing this. My cousin rented it like when it came out. And I really liked it. And it was, at the time, it was scary. Michael Myers was still scary.
Well, you were a kid, right?
Yeah, I was a kid. Yeah, 88.
He's chasing a kid.
Yeah. So it's like definitely relatable. I'm not a fan of the whole Thorn thing. I don't hate it. I just think it's just mid. It's just like whatever. All right, cool. He's an unstoppable killing machine from some cult. All right, sweet. Yeah, fuck those kids. They suck. The way they bullied her, fuck those kids. They're terrible. I love Danielle Harris in this. She's a really good child actress. She's just a good actress. I didn't find her grading.
I love her later on for sure. You're right.
I know you do.
A good actress.
I liked Dr. Hoffman. He was only in it just at the beginning. Well, not just the beginning, but like for a little bit there. The way he looked at Michael as through when they shut the ambulance doors, and he just had that kind of smirk on his face. I was like, oh, he's definitely in on something. Like but they don't, but he dies in this one, right? They kill him, I think. I don't know. Or
Cool.
He just Dr. Hoffman.
I thought he was gone after that beginning. They left him there. I don't know.
Well, he went out with Loomis at the crash. So
okay.
Maybe you don't see him after that. Anyways, he definitely seemed in on it. The whole, because it ties in with the cult, the whole bloodline thing. He's after Jamie because it's Laurie's daughter. It's his niece. Like, why the fuck is he trying to kill everyone? They didn't really explain that at all until later. It's just looking at it now. Now I'm looking at it through an adult lens. So, I don't dislike this at all, but I don't go out of my way to really watch it a lot either. Loved the shotgun impaler, or the shotgun impaling on Kathleen Kinmont. She was the bride of Reanimator. I like the dude from pre-Dazed and Confused times.
Oh yeah.
And Buffy times. He was funny. I mean, overall, it's not a terrible film. It's just the whole mob.
Is it crazy, or I mean, David Gordon Green seems to have borrowed from all three of
For
these
sure.
movies.
All of them.
Yeah.
Every single film, he like the diner scene. Like he recreated that in the first of the new ones.
Yeah, I was
Really
sitting
good
there like
too, by the way.
I get where he was pulling from now because I hadn't seen these in so long. But
Oh yeah, he pulled a ton. I really like the opening credit sequence too. It shows those creepy homemade Americana style like decorations and stuff. There's a couple of them were real creepy, and that orange they used over the I don't know, that was like one of the best parts of the film. The opening credit sequence. So I ended up giving this a just a 4. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just mid. I like Donald Pleasence too. That's it.
All right, Jason.
Yeah. So the very first thing I have down is the opening credits. Those shots, the music, the font, the freaking color of the font. Like I love everything about the opening credits of this. It's kind of sad to say, but it is one of the best parts of the movie. Yeah, so real quick, it has a few good kills. Obviously, the shotgun, the picking the dude up and crushing his skull. I like that. It rips into the guy's neck in the truck. That was a good one. I think it was in the truck.
Yeah, that was like one of the bloodiest kills in the movie. Was that?
Yeah. Well, so that's kind of another knock on it. There's not a lot of gore in this. There's not a lot of on-screen kills. But I think this has a cool feel to it. I think this is one of the most holiday season feeling Halloweens out there. These next 3 movies are. I kind of agree with everyone else. It's not. I never understood exactly this storyline when I was younger. It was Michael Myers and he was killing people, and I watched the shit out of it. So I've seen these several times, but the whole thing's kind of a little messy. But solid overall movie. I give it a 6.
All right.